As always, if you're trying to score buckets in the second half of the NFL season, you can do so on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. And right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 if your bet wins. You can bet on all your favorite NBA teams and players with quick bets, live same-game parlays, exclusive props, and so much more. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS and shoot your shot. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NBA, an official sportsbook partner of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I got a 5-pack of questions for you guys on All-Star Weekend. Then we'll get to my fixes, but let's start with the 5-pack of questions. Donovan Mitchell, in the All-Star game itself, scored 9 points. Last season in Salt Lake City, he scored 40, played like his head was on fire. On Tuesday's Ultimate Cavs show, Jason and I talked about one of the differentiating factors between Mitchell and a lot of other stars in the league is he plays hard every time he's on the court.
He does.
Last night, decided to mail it in just like most players did. I'm not mad at Donovan, not necessarily disappointed, but I'll be honest, I was a little surprised that he didn't take it as seriously as he had in the past. Were you guys, question number 1, were you guys also surprised that Donovan played with as little effort as he did last night?
I think, was it a protest that he wasn't a starter?
Potentially.
I feel there's something there with that. I think he deserves to be a starter. I know we talked about this before the team was selected. At whose peril is he a starter? I just think that when I watch Donovan Mitchell play, yeah, he's a starter in the All-Star game. So I think part of it was in protest. And I also think, and I could be wrong on this, I think that there was a concerted effort by the players to do what they did last night. Let's go out and give them a practice show. Let's go out and nobody gives max effort. I think it was really an opportunity for them, and they took it. Kind of embarrassed the commissioner. That, I don't know, maybe I'm being too cynical. I just felt like that's what it was. So I can't blame Donovan Mitchell because I didn't see anybody giving effort and playing it like it was a game that they were taking even a smidge seriously.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to it's almost like they talk to the guys from the football NFL. It's like, y'all still playing All-Star games?
You're still trying in that?
Like, come on, bro. It's time to get rid of that. Like, that, to me, is what they should be doing is it should be rising stars. It should be, I like the men versus women stuff in the shootout. I thought that was the best. I thought that was the best part of the weekend.
From a drama standpoint,
from a drama
no
standpoint, I like that. And even Steph Curry, so here's the thing. Even when Steph Curry does that with Sabrina, it's crazy because they had already came to the conclusion that if Steph was in the regular 3-point contest, it was unfair. They're like, yeah, well, Steph can't be in there. She's the best shooter of all time. Let him. I want to see more. I want to see more competition that way and more of something for the fans. But like I'm saying, to me, I'm kind of overseeing LeBron or any All-Star do anything. They could just hold up number 10s real hard and real high when some young guy does something cool.
Yeah. I can see where Jay is coming from as far as like it might have been a sense of pettiness from Donovan Mitchell as, I should have been a starter, so whatever. But I looked at it as like he got bigger fish to fry. He didn't exhilarate much effort. He really didn't play that hard. He really could care less. But I seen a video immediately after he got dressed and was leaving the arena of him talking about, back to the grind, back to work. We got business to take care of. So I think he represented the city of Cleveland well, but I don't think he really gave a damn about that. I think he's looking at this like, I got more important stuff to worry about. I got bigger fish to fry. Second half of the season starts Thursday against the Philadelphia 76ers. I can give a damn about this exhibition game. Let me go out here, play around for a little bit, but make sure that I'm not really, pressing the issue because we're chasing bigger things with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I'm okay with that, too. I mean, last year, when you go all out in the All-Star game, really, what does it get you?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No,
Nothing
none of
at
that happened. It's like a tree falling in the forest and no one's there. Does it make a sound?
No.
Like, at the end of the day, what does this accomplish? Absolutely, positively nothing. What about, and this might be one of your things in the 5. Baseball tried this for a while, now it's gone. What if the winning conference gets home field in the NBA Finals?
Well, some of my suggestions when we get to it, Jay, are incentive-based that would hopefully make them play. So I'm gonna put a pin in that because I want to come back to that in a little. Let's get to the second question of the 5-pack of questions for All-Star Weekend. G, this one start with you. How big of a fan were you of Donovan coming out in the three-point shootout with the Money Merrill throwback Cleveland Cavs jersey? If you didn't see it, Steve, take tag board full. But he did a little homage to his guy Sam Merrill, who should have been in the three-point contest, wearing number 5 Money Merrill. How much did you like this move from our guy Spider?
I mean, I thought it was dope, man. Like, see, that's why Donovan is a cool dude. Like, you know, he's a dude that is big enough for somebody who I felt should have been in the three-point contest. It was easy money to put him in there. However, I'm with Earl. I think the three-point contest has become the marquee thing. So now you got stars like, you know, I'm actually surprised they put him and Jalen Brunson in. I guess because you look at it, Cat had won it last year as a big man. You know, they could easily put Steph Curry or Klay Thompson in it every single year. I think this is, you know, Dame Dollar is in it. He won it 2 years in a row now too. So I think that's the marquee, you know, the marquee thing people come to watch, has the most suspense. But I like the fact that he's showing this man some love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully Sam Merrill, if he plays well in the playoffs and down the stretch, next year he'll be a part of it. And I think watching guys like Sam Merrill should be one of the reasons why people tune into these events to see younger stars and younger players do it.
Yeah, make it a showcase for what's next.
Yeah,
that is like, that particular Cavs jersey is like top 3 and my favorite Cavs alternate jerseys of all times. Shout out to Spider Mitchell going out there repping the Money Merrill jersey. I think that it was a good way to show, you know, you're all in with the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was a good way to represent the city of Cleveland on a national level and just show some love to your teammate. You know, we have a lot of conversations ad nauseum about when does Donovan Mitchell leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers, but even if he do leave, we don't get this dude enough credit, I think, for just being a constant pro. Like, always showing that he's all in with the city of Cleveland, supporting his teammates. He's always on social media, giving Sam Merrill love, giving Jared Allen love, giving Imani Bates love. Like, he's showing that he's a part of this and he wants to be a part of this. And when you do things like that, like, it goes a long way and just, you know, increasing how much you're a fan favorite in this city, regardless of all of that.
You know, Earl, you just said something that made me think about that, man. I was watching this, and this is just me reading it. This is me looking at body language. I could be right, I could be wrong. For me, it don't seem like Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson strike me as the guys that's like, yeah, let me go just play with that guy. Jalen Brunson came in, was sitting on that bench, and he was in the three-point shootout, and he was all about business. Jalen Brunson was over there like, yeah, I ain't talking to nobody. I don't need to talk to nobody. Matter of fact, I'm cool. And then Donovan Mitchell was sitting next to him, and it wasn't like they was kumbaya. I think when I look at it as the season continues to progress on, it almost seems like Donovan Mitchell, you could go to New York, but is you really going to get the love? Like, let's be clear. They love Jalen Brunson in New York. And Jalen Brunson is trying to beat you. And he has been beating you. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to take a max deal to go what? Share the ball with Jalen Brunson? At least here, they'll give you the ball and you get the ball over anybody. Like, I think as you start to look at this thing progress, it's going to get harder and harder and harder for him to go to New York.
Well, there was a report over All-Star Weekend that, you know, all these rumors that Donovan Mitchell wants out are not true. Now, we don't know the validity of that report.
Right.
We don't know, we don't know the validity of all the reports that he wanted out. A lot of people are talking about it, but we don't know.
I saw one report, or one it wasn't a report. He was examining all the reports surrounding the Donovan Mitchell situation, and I'm drawing a blank on who it was, but I think it was, who's the guy that writes in Dallas? Stein. I think it was Mark Stein for ESPN, and said all the narratives of Donovan wanting to leave are coming from rival executives. All the narratives that Donovan loves Cleveland are coming from inside Cleveland, which makes perfect sense.
Sure.
Inside Cleveland, they're going to push the he's happy narrative. Outside Cleveland, they're going to push the he's not happy. Pick and choose what you want to believe. Who knows the truth? But always when you see those reports, look where it's coming from, and you can kind of see the agenda behind any of it.
Yeah, and there was the other person that reported that Donovan Mitchell is fine here claimed that those rumors were also being started by another Eastern Conference executive. Look, that the gamesmanship that goes on at this level is it's GM warfare. And rumors are floated. You whisper it in a reporter's ear, and it's like a game of telephone. By the time it makes its way to a print report or to a broadcast report, it might be far different from what it was when it was whispered into someone's ear.
Yeah.
That happens a lot, especially at this level. Here's what I know. I would imagine that Kobe has sat down with either Spider or his agent and said, a lot of smoke out there. I want to clear it. I want to know, where's your guy? Is he here or is he halfway gone? That's going to help us in our decision-making moving forward. They have a right to know that. And so hopefully everybody's being a man, being forthcoming, and during that conversation, which I would have assumed happened before the All-Star break.
You would assume, yeah.
I would hope it did.
Before the trade deadline specifically.
That's what I meant, the trade deadline. And that there would have been a real come-to-Jesus talk. Where are you? Right now, February 1st, where is your mind?
Right.
Are you here for the duration of this contract, or are you already thinking about an exit strategy? Because we have a right to know. Don't write a Dear John letter the day before that all this goes down. So where are we? And I'm assuming that happened, and I'm assuming that the Cavs were happy with the answer because they didn't do anything. They didn't try to move him. There was a lot of talk that maybe he was going to be moved. Nothing happened. There was some talk that maybe the Cavs would be interested in making another move. I'm wondering, to your point, G, if last year wasn't, when Donovan Mitchell at the end of the season didn't take inventory, he sat down and said, okay, let me go through in my mind in a little slow motion here what just happened in a blur. I came to Cleveland with a lot of fanfare. There were people that thought we could win a championship. We won 52 games. We flamed out awfully in the playoffs. He played very hard in the All-Star game and had a lot of people talking about his talents there. So my hope is when he took inventory, he said, okay, what really mattered? Did the regular season matter? No. Did the All-Star game matter? No. Did all the hype matter? Not really. The playoffs is how he's building his legacy now. We know him to be a great NBA player. He's, by some counts, a top 10 or top 15 player. If he's thinking legacy long term, does he really want to be that guy that plays for 3 teams in 6-7 years? 5 years, really, if you count his last in Utah, a couple here, it could be less than that. Or is he saying, now that the pieces and parts look different in Cleveland, wait a minute, this is the team that can win it. And now maybe he's put to bed this notion of going to play for New York.
And that's what I was about to say. I think that, since he's been here, when we hear him talk, he's prioritized winning. He's always said, I just want to win. And I think he's done a great job of putting pressure on the Cavs organization to put him in a situation to have more success than he did in Utah and to win. And like you just alluded to, you look at the pieces that's in place now, you look at this team now, you look at the chemistry and how everything is going now. If winning is what this thing is all about, then you are more incentivized, in my opinion, to stay in Cleveland than you are to go to New York. You know what I mean? That's just me. Because if this thing is about winning, I think it's being proven that you can win here and that you can be one of the upper echelon teams in the Eastern Conference and in the entire NBA. We're past the days where, you had the LeBron James that was dominating this era. And I think super teams are still real, but I don't think super teams kind of like win championships the way that they used to. You need full teams like the Denver Nuggets did last year, and I think that's the trajectory of the NBA. And if you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers now, this is a very young, talented roster with a lot of upside being led by Donovan Mitchell. And I think if things continue to be how they are now, I don't see a reason why he would want to leave.
I think they'd be lying. I'm gonna be truthful with you.
Who's they?
I think the players be lying. Players are, yes, they're basketball players, but they have professions just like we do, right? When you choosing a job or you choosing a place to work, right? You look at a couple of different things. Are you making a lateral move or are you making a move up? A lateral move is like, okay, I'm gonna move from where I'm doing right now and go to another place that I don't know nobody.
Utah to Cleveland,
yeah,
lateral?
Listen, that is Actually, to be truthful, he thought it was a lateral move, but I think afterwards he found out it was an upgrade because he felt like when they had Rudy Gobert, they had hit a wall of what they could be with that team playing that style.
Right.
You get to Cleveland, now you're like, okay, well, let me see what we got. You got young bigs. You got moldable bigs that, like, Jared Allen and Mobley are going to play the way that, the coach wants them to play. Like, they're moldable. They're not like, they're not looking around like, hey, I'm the defensive player of the year. This is how I'm going to do it. Or I'm James Harden or something like that. Also, they look at the money. The money, all right, am I going to get a max deal? Yeah, you'll get a max deal. Okay, how do I get along with the other best player on the team? Darius Garland seems to be very moldable. Guy that does not have that dominant personality where you're going to clash heads with. Cool. Hey, how do I get along with my coach? Can JB play a different way? I think part of the reason he didn't get along with JB to start with was because he wasn't playing the way he wanted to. They go out, they do the 4 out, 1 in. They're successful. They're second in the East. And now you start to think like, oh, okay, well, let me look. If I do go to New York, you're not going to have all them pieces and parts they got right now because they got to get a Cavs something. So when you go and you get there, it's going to be you, Jalen Brunson, and some pieces, probably Julius Randle. That's it. All them rest of them first-round picks, all the rest of them little, the scrappers and the rebounders and the 3-and-D guys, them is on their way somewhere else to make the deal work. So if you're a smart man, like I think he is, I think he's a highly intelligent guy, based on the way he talks and what he doesn't say, I think he looked at the paperwork and was like, well, lo and behold, Cleveland got a better roster. They got better younger talent. I got more control here. This fan base is really good. I could do my thing. And I think it's better than Utah. I think it's better than living in New York. And now he just seems to be more content because he's like, oh, I can win here. He just had to get the nasty taste out of his mouth from taking that L to New York.
Hopefully he did, and he's moved on. I mean, your point about the players lie, that's an interesting one. Sometimes I think players are emotional like everybody else. Like, the last thing you want to do is ask someone after a bad day at work, you happy with your job? Because you're going to get all the baggage they just left the office with. Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm not. My boss is a tyrant. It's like a sweatshop. I work 12-hour days. But ask them after Friday when they're just coming off a great work day and they're getting ready to go into the weekend. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like, so your environment sort of taints your impression of what's going on in your situation. And maybe early on he was unhappy and he spouted off to a reporter thinking that it was okay to do that, and the word got out there. Look, I think it takes care of itself. If the Cavs make a deep run in the East this year, he'll be back.
That's the bottom line. Cavs lose in the first round, everything's on the table. They make a deep run, I'd be surprised Donovan doesn't re-sign. All right, next question.
I agree with that.
Next question. This is from The Athletic. Steve, take tagboard full here. The NBA had 10 million unique viewers for All-Star Saturday across TNT, True TV, and Bleacher Sports on Max, up 54% from last year. Interesting note, viewership peaked with 5.4 million viewers during the 10:10 to 10:15 window, which was the Steph versus Sabrina 3-point shootout. Earl, we'll start with you. Was that the best part of All-Star Weekend, and should it become a mandatory event at All-Star Weekends moving forward?
Man, yes and yes. I had a lot of fun watching Sabrina versus Steph, and I think going forward, you should incorporate an event like this every single year. Reggie Miller had this great idea of possibly Klay Thompson and Steph Curry versus Sabrina and Caitlin Clark. I think that would be pretty dope. I think when you see the jump in numbers from viewership, I think you're getting NBA fans, WNBA fans. I think you're getting supporters of women college sports, women high school sports that's tuning in to see this young lady do something that's monumental. I know that, my daughters was really locked in and tuned into this. This was their favorite part of the event. And to see Sabrina actually go out there and represent well, she did her league a lot of favors. Mm-hmm. And I think that she did a lot with the confidence boost of young women. She went out there cold, Jay. They're not even in season. 26 points from the NBA three-point line. And so, to me, this was the best part of the entire event. It was a lot of fun. And I think this is something that they should definitely continue to do going forward because the women's game is growing.
I agree with you on everything you said. Yes, they should make it mandatory. They should do it every year. I would almost like to see more inclusion of the women in All-Star Weekend. So here's what I have in mind. You have a tournament with the top 5, 8 shooters in the WNBA, and you have a tournament with the top 5 or 8 3-point shooters in the NBA. And the grand finale to that is they meet in the finals.
Right.
And you could have a female winner. Now, there was some controversy this weekend. Was it Kenny Smith? Who made
Kenny Smith said he shouldn't have said that. I don't know why he said it.
Well, let's parse that out for a second because he got killed for saying it.
Oh, yeah.
About the ball she shot with?
No, she shot with the women's ball.
Three-point line.
He said she should have shot from the women's 3-point line. And people lost their minds over that. But she's already shooting with the women's regulation ball. When they shoot threes, when you're in the gym and you're practicing threes. Now Steph is different. Steph is a completely different animal. The 3 is not a challenging shot to him, so he just extended his range. And when he shoots from way behind the line.
Dame Lillard too.
Dame is another one. He does that too.
Yeah.
My guess is that the women, for a lot of different reasons, one of which being strength, when they shoot their threes, I'm guessing they shoot them toes on line or as close to the line as they can be. So on the surface, Kenny Smith was railed for his comment, but let's talk about that for a second. Does it make more sense to let the women in the competition shoot from the women's line and the men shoot from the men's line when, after all, they are using the smaller, easier to shoot with ball in the first place? So it's not like it's an apples to apples competition to begin with.
Shoot or shoot. I don't care. Shoot or shoot.
I don't think the women would ever do it. They want to go head to head and show that they can play.
Then why not use the men's ball?
Because that's an abridge too far.
Oh, I see. So they don't want to go all the way.
They don't want to go all the way.
I see.
We just like I'm not trying to give all my advantages away. You want me to shoot with this ball too? Nah, I'm cool. I think they would never do it because that's the distance is what they're asking for, right? I think somebody they can sell yourself one. All right, well, their hands are smaller. Yeah, it's hard for them to palm a basketball. Yeah, let's go ahead and just let them get their money off. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. I thought he was gonna get in trouble when he was talking about playing with dolls and stuff.
Yeah, that comment was like, whoa.
I was like, hey man, we don't, you know what I'm saying? We listen, you ain't go through that corporate compliance. You ain't go to that. You ain't go to that.
He missed that day at work.
You can't, hey, I ain't make no, hey, you listen, you ain't heard me say nothing about no toys or nothing. We forget that. But I thought he was going to get in trouble for that. But look, at that point, he was like, I think, what's the name, saved him a little bit. I think Ernie tried to say, we can move away from that. I don't know how much money they give Ernie just to move these guys away from landmines.
That's a very, very important job, especially when you share the set with Chuck. I was told many times in my role between Skip and Stephen A, you're their life raft. Don't let them dig them a hole they can't get out of.
Do not let them double down on something too crazy.
Double down on stupid. Don't let them do it.
They gave Sabrina the option to shoot from the women's 3-point line.
I know.
She said, no, I want to shoot from the
and
men's.
Listen, that's admirable.
And kudos to her. Yeah,
I think it's. I thought it was great.
She put up the second highest score of anybody.
Right.
The only person to beat her, man or woman,
I think
that
what
night
I'm
was
asking
Steph.
to you, Mike, because you're the one that's adamant about this. Shoot or shoot. Shoot or shoot. Well, what if we gave him a ball that was even bigger? Shoot or shoot.
I mean, it's a harder shot taking a step and a half back from where the women's 3-point line is, so it makes her score even more impressive. Granted, the ball is an inch smaller, which does give a decent difference in the amount of surface area
in
for
the
the ball to go
shooters
through.
shoot vein, why not use the regulation ball, the men's regulation?
But she doesn't practice with that. That's completely. It's one thing to shoot a 3 where you step back. If you're used to shooting with the women's ball, the men's ball is heavier, it's bigger, it's a whole different configuration on shooting. So
absolutely,
I think it's more,
like I said,
a more natural step back.
Her shooting all of those shots from 18 inches back,
even more impressive,
changes it too. It's a different configuration. That's probably not where she tests her range from. That's probably not where when she's in the gym working on the 3-point shot. she had to adjust, and that's a hell of an adjustment to make.
Earl, I know you're going to hop in on this in a sec, but in the WNBA All-Star game this previous season, she set the all-time three-point shootout record with 36 points shooting from the women's three-point line. So she can do it from the NBA range, WNBA range, shoot, she can shoot. And
by the way,
kudos to her.
If the league was smart, they want to capitalize on her popularity. Women's basketball right now to me, it's at an all-time pinnacle. I really think it is. With Caitlin Clark, with what's going on in the women's game in college. Now, but here's the thing. All of this interest in the college game, as Caitlin Clark and some of these other superstars that are playing in college right now make it to the WNBA, they're going to have more of a following than yesterday's stars brought with them because they didn't have that kind of attention. So if I'm the NBA, I am banking on Sabrina. Go check out her Instagram page.
Listen.
She has all new followers.
No, dead serious. About 7 years ago, and you did a story on this person I'm about to talk about. About 7 years ago, I absolutely fell in love with women's basketball. I remember going to Gilmore Academy and watching Naz Hillman hoop all the time, right?
Yep.
And as I started following her through her collegiate career, I uncovered people like Caitlin Clark, and I'm like, damn, this girl is a baller. I seen Naz drop 50 for Michigan against Ohio State, and the girl don't shoot threes. You see what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Sure.
So, like, when you start paying attention, you see they're very competitive. They want to win, and they want to prove themselves that, hey, we are real athletes too, and we got this. And then with me having daughters that play basketball, I find myself more interested. And you're right, the game is growing, especially on a collegiate level. And you starting to see it transfer over into the WNBA. And if that league is going to ever have some real success, then I think that the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver needs to continue to do things like this to integrate them with these NBA stars.
To me, that was the success of the weekend.
Yeah,
so
that they can
between the WNBA.
so they continue to get the recognition that they deserve.
And Gilbert Arenas had a very good take on this. Gilbert Arenas, I watch his show on the internet. Gilbert Arenas talks about how, the momentum in women's college basketball is right now, that those are the stars. Like, it's very rare. He said in the NBA, you got to wait your turn. You got to get up here and you get here and you keep going. And as you continue to get older, you continue to get, you have more fame, you have more accolades. He's like, but the stars are the girls that are in college right now.
No doubt.
They're making more money than they would make in college due to NIL than they're making in
I think I read that.
WNBA.
Where Caitlin Clark, is she making $7 million?
Yeah.
None of the NIL numbers are officially released, but she is making in the seven figures for sure.
Yeah, well, I saw a report that said exactly what you just said. Why did Caitlin Clark stay? Well, that's simple.
She can stay again next year,
making more money at Iowa than she can make at WNBA.
She can stay another year.
There was a rumor that she was making around $7 million.
All I know is I've seen her on State Farm.
Yeah, that's a big one.
The State Farm bag is legit. And the crazy part about it is they're not even in season, right? So they got to go across seas, get a bag, come back, and the season ain't even
for the WNBA players.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Up. Yeah.
So it's like, it's difficult, man. They got to do it. They got to get more support for
now, the only thing is, Caitlin's the only one making that kind of money.
That's it.
That's it. There's one.
And Paige Beckers with their Gatorade deal.
Girl from LSU.
Yeah, that's true.
There's two.
But Caitlin, I think in her, I don't know what the numbers are.
When you break the NCAA Division I all-time scoring record, and it probably won't ever be broken again, you deserve every $1 million that you got.
That's right.
You was about to mention Angel Reese, right?
Yeah, she's getting a lot of bread.
She's another one. She's getting a whole lot of money from these NIL deals, and rightfully so, because it's unfortunate that these women that's playing in the WNBA are not getting paid the way that they want to. And some people might be more passionate about it than others. I have a daughter with hoop dreams.
Wow.
So it's something that really, really I'm paying attention to.
Yeah.
It's something that I want to see happen.
She has someone to look up to.
Yeah, like.
Before we turn the page on this, Mike, I have a question for you, because I don't know. I've never watched the WNBA All-Star Game. Are they competitive?
I'll be honest. All I know is Sabrina broke the three-point record because I saw it on Twitter. I didn't watch it. I have no.
I feel like anytime I watch women's hoops, I feel like it's competitive. That's just me. I do too.
I've never watched a WNBA game, which I've watched very little of their games. But when I've watched them, what I've come away with is like, man, these girls fight. They scrap. They want to win. And I don't know, maybe it's not that way in the WNBA All-Star Game. Maybe they mail it in like the guys do now. But I'm anxious to hear, Mike, your 5 ways to fix this because it's broken.
We're going to get to that in 1 sec. 2 things on the last yes or no answer because I want to fly through this. Dunk contest officially dead, yes or no? We don't have to. Yes,
has
okay.
been for me.
In the words of Jay Crawford, the dunk contest is dead to me.
Okay, and lastly, the NBA attempted their new LED court. Steve, you can take tag board full, and you can play this. It was different colors. It was green for the 3-point shootout. It changed colors for the dunk contest. Were you a fan of the LED courts?
I guess G was.
Heck, shit. Listen, I felt like that was the second best part of the show was finding out what they was going to put on the court. Now, look, I think that everybody need to go to these, and this is a good way of keeping people entertained between halftime. And between timeouts and team timeouts, I love the LED court.
Well, they didn't play the game on that, right?
No. They didn't play the game.
No, so my question is, that's what everybody looked like. Everybody had a green tint to them.
He LED
My
now.
question is this. Here's my question.
I'm still shining.
They didn't play the game on it. Why? It can't feel like an NBA court.
No, it's
it
distracting.
Can't.
It's distracting.
Aside from the distracting part of it, because to your point, if you could use it in half times and timeouts, that would be great.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine the ball dribbles the same on it. It's not wood.
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that.
Man,
but they did the dunk contest on it, so.
Well, again, it's not a game that you're not compromising the integrity of the dunk contest.
But you're jumping 50 inches and landing on it.
So yeah, I get that. I get that. But no, I'm not saying it doesn't have takeoff. But to me, I would imagine that every player that dribbled the ball on that court would say, "Oh yeah, it's dead. It's not the same." I've seen Steph Curry in pregame dribbling the ball around, going, "Nope, that piece of wood right there needs removed. It's dead."
I think it would be kind of playing if you're in the Cleveland area. If you know, if you play basketball. In high school, we used to play Cleveland St. Joe, and Cleveland St. Joe used to have this tile floor. It was gray. It's tile. It wasn't even wood.
It's like an elementary school gymnasium floor.
Via Angela St. Joe.
Okay, yeah.
You remember what I'm talking about?
They on 185th. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I'm like, man, we playing Villa and St. Joe, and I'm up here. We in layup line, and I'm like, this is a church community center court. They about to have
elementary school gym.
Yeah, this is praise and worship after this with the youth team. Like Pastor Fred is going to come up here and do praise and worship afterwards.
And everything's different. The reflection of the ball is different.
Crazy.
Everything is different. So I just think that I know it was a gimmick, and I know a lot of people, like, when they saw it, particularly younger fans, when they saw it, they were like blown away. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. There was a cool factor to it, but Steve weighed in the chat, Director Steve, that everybody looked like the Wicked Witch from Wizard of Oz because everybody had that green glow from the light coming up on them. It was kind of odd.
I thought it was a cool feature. I don't know if I want it on a daily basis in the NBA, but for halftime entertainment and stuff, I definitely think there is potential benefits down the road.
It's a gimmick.
Integrating it in. Yeah.
Are any of you guys bowlers?
Yes.
Okay, so
I'm not.
I haven't bowled in a league in years and years and years. Once upon a time, I did, and I took it pretty seriously. When I went, I wanted to bowl 300 every game.
That's that you got have.
When my kids, we still like to bowl even now. Corey comes in, hey, let's go to the bowling alley and roll some games. When we go there and they've got the glow bowl where all the lights are turned out, it's like disco bowling, but the pins are lit. I'm like, oh no! I ain't about to bowl no 300 in the dark.
All right,
the glow bowl.
It's a gimmick.
Cosmic
bowl.
Now, when you go to Cosmic Bowling, it's usually like 7 to 8:30, and you got a pizza party down there to the left.
All Chuck E. Cheese kids.
All the Chuck E. Cheese, and and usually they have synthetic lanes. Now, them synthetic lanes don't got no oil pattern on them.
No.
It's
not for serious bowling.
Look, they got the buddy bumpers out. I don't do that either. I'm like, if you want to fight, if you want to turn away somebody and see them get mad, come to Cosmic Bowling and you go up to that little front desk. I thought Cosmic Bowling was on Fridays. I came here to get a couple.
Can I get the lights turned on my lane?
Hey,
I don't like
so
bowling
funny
in the dark.
I'm a grown man. I got 2 balls, and guess what? Pause.
Pause.
But you do have to. That was crazy.
Pause.
That was.
G. Bush is not Lance Armstrong.
Hey.
and I got my own shoes, and I carry it.
Yeah, when you come with the over-the-shoulder rack and you got the double set
rolling it like
and the glove,
Listen,
and your own shoes, you're not here for cosmic bowling.
listen.
No.
And I just felt like that was like a cosmic bowling gimmick.
Hey, that was your best one. It was. That was your best one.
You got two balls?
Yeah, two of them. One is a straight one and one hook.
All right, we're gonna take a,
Hey,
we're gonna
that's
take a
too